Good morning, third grade. I want you to, I forgot to mention, yeah, we're all done with our On the Bright Side. I know you love finishing the books though. But now today we are on to the Swiss Family Robinson. So try to find that book, the Swiss Family Robinson book. Because that's going to be your next reader. Now, the thing with this book is it's a novel. So I'm going to have you as a family, you can read it to your parents, you can read it to your little brothers and sisters, or your older brothers and sisters, if they'll listen to you, together. And the only thing that I'm going to do is I'll come on each day with just some, questions that you can answer. Just to be aware of what you're reading. As you're reading through, think about those things that you're reading and then try to answer the questions, and that's it. So this will be more just you reading at home with your families, and I'll be, putting some questions out there for you. But I did want to look at it together to start off, to introduce the book to you. So take a look at the cover and look and see the title. And we know you can see the title there, The Swiss Family Robinson. From that title, can you tell where this family is from? I think some of you can figure out Swiss, what does that mean? From Switzerland, okay? So they're from Switzerland. And what does it look like in that picture? Looks like an island or something, right? That they're on an island, but what do you notice in the water? There's a broken down ship. So how interesting. This is going to be an interesting story for you to be following and reading through. So as you're looking through that, don't go you can flip through, but remember, don't start reading other parts ahead. But you'll see there are 11 chapters when you turn to the contents page. Shipwrecked and alone, we explore the island, so that's what it was showing in the cover. The tree house sounds interesting. A day of rest, useful discoveries, the rainy season, salt cavern, the farm, bears and ostriches, Jenny, and then New Switzerland. So very interesting, some of the titles that you're going to be finding out about as you read through this. And then on the next page, there's the characters of the story, the Robinson family album. So you can see Mr. Robinson and Mrs. Robinson, and now you know who this family is. You see Fritz, who's 16, Ernest, who's 13, Jack, who is 10, and Franz, who is 8, okay? So those are the people that are going to be in this family that you're going to be reading about. And now you'll understand their ages and maybe why they say some of the things that they do or act some of the ways that they act, okay? So as you read through, think about some of the things that you're reading so that you can answer some questions. So I'll pose these questions to you, and then you have free reign to just read whenever you have the time. How many days was their ship in the storm? How many days was it in the storm? And then what is the main problem? At the beginning of this story, what's the main problem that's happening? So I want you to read those pages carefully. Then what was the sailors' solution to the problem? The sailors that were on the ship, what was their solution as to what they were thinking about doing? Why didn't the men come back when Mr. Robinson called? So Mr. Robinson called them, they were leaving, why didn't they come back? Why didn't the ship sink? See if you can figure that one out. What gave Mr. Robinson hope that his family might live through the storm? What gave him hope that his family might live through the storm and be okay? Then what items did the Robinsons use to make a floating raft? I know I'm kind of giving some of it away already, but it's going to be interesting. What did they use to make a floating raft? What was the purpose of the flint, steel, and box of burnt rags? The flint, steel, and the box of burnt rags, what was the purpose for that? Why did they need that? What was it going to provide? Or what could they do with it? When did the storm finally stop? When did it finally stop? And then which boy found the dogs? I'm giving it away. Which boy found the dogs? So there's dogs in here. Why did they let the birds go? Who is the oldest and who is the youngest? and that's going to get you to page 7. And then when you look at the bottom of page 7, and at the bottom of some of the pages, you'll see on some of the pages, you'll actually, not even at the bottom of page 7, but there's going to be numbers throughout the story. When you see those numbers, you look down at the bottom of the page and it's going to tell you what it's showing you. So on, page 2, it says stern, number 2 next to stern. Well, then it tells you what the stern is. So it's giving you an idea. And then on the bottom of page 7, it's got a 4 next to Franz, and then it tells you how to pronounce his name. And that's why we said Franz, because that's how you would pronounce his name. So notice those things. All your reading is to page 7. Don't read ahead. I mean, you can, but don't read ahead, because then I'll ask you questions for tomorrow. But think about those questions that I asked. You can go back and rewind this and try to answer those questions as you read through the Swiss Family Robinson story with your family. So like I said, this will be just you reading on your own, and then I'll ask some questions. I'll come on with a video and ask questions, and that's it. So hope you have some happy reading and enjoy this book. Talk to you soon.